Hi there, this is David and welcome to another crowdsourced video detailing my Discord server's top 10 best RPG bards. So far we've discussed monks, thieves, white mages, black mages, and archers, so now it's time for some support characters. This series seems to be pretty popular, and if you want to take part 2, be sure to join the Discord. Please keep in mind that this isn't necessarily my opinion, but the opinion of the best Discord server around. So join and become part of the fun as this series continues throughout the rest of the year. And with that, let's see who's the spooniest of them all. Number 10, submitted by Casual Tom with 27 votes, we have Carl from Tales of Destiny. Tales of Destiny was my first introduction to the Tales series, and I played the game in the early days of the PlayStation. Back in the 90s, Bards were still a relatively rare job class, and my only prior experience with them was Edward. But still, for whatever reason, I was drawn to them. And while Edward was spoony, cowardly, weak, and whiny, Carl was the polar opposite. Yeah, he's a prince too, but he's completely badass! Using his traveling, clueless bard persona, he's able to infiltrate Moreau Castle, rescue his friends, and exact sweet, delicious revenge. In battle, he is far from some support bitch. His songs are literally killer. Number 9, submitted by Evan SF. With 33 votes, we have Varric from the Dragon Age series. Oh my god, what a concept! We actually have some Western RPGs on this list. I mean, it is made by my Discord after all. Varric is a master of storytelling and always makes you look good even when you are a total douche to him. This bard will stand by his man and weave your story, and while he is bardly in conversations, he's kind of a mix in battle, with his lovely crossbow Bianca, which oddly enough is the one story that he won't tell you. By your side no matter what happens from the beginning of both Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, this rogue also provides invaluable lock-picking skills, pinpoint accuracy, and mental acuity to get you out of all of your troubles. Number 8, submitted by Alonzo Tigerheart and Jolyn. With 33 votes, we have Olivier from the Trails series. When you think of a bard, the image comes to mind of a dashing, well-spoken, roguish man with eccentric tastes and a wit to match. A free-spirited adventurer, a chaser of the mayfly known as love, that leaves a trail of broken hearts and jealous fools in their wake. No one in JRPGs fits the bill of this better than the Bard's Bard of the Trails series, Olivier Lenheim. His candor, flighty and flirtatious attitude, skill with multiple musical instruments, emphasis on ally strengthening earth arts, willingness to steal a scene with a song, and indomitable nature in the face of both the slings and arrows of misfortune, as well as the ripe tomatoes of unappreciative audiences, are all second to none. Number 7, submitted by Demand with 39 votes, we have The Bard from The Bard's Tale. Demand wrote a full-on submission, but I thought in the essence of the game's world, and this being bards after all, I would turn his submission into a little song instead, so here we go. Bard, 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 tiddly bard, bard, bard. A long time ago, way back in history, on the PS2, there was an RPG. Along came a man who had no name of his own, but that's okay, because all he wants is a throne. Hey, he must have been a summoner, a swordsman, or a singer. It's too bad, cause he's really Doom's Harbinger. He argues with the narrator, he's snarky to the bone. Lord bless the bard, the spooniest of them all. Bard, 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 tiddly bard, bard, bard. Okay, you can uncover your ears now, cause we moved on to number 6. Submitted by Corvus Claw with 42 votes, we have Dorothea from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Dorothea is a rags to riches story. When she was younger, she was a homeless street urchin, but then she rose to fame as an extremely popular opera singer. As the only commoner in the Black Eagle's house, she has an incredible seething resentment for the corrupt system of nobility, and she spends several support conversations verbally dunking on dirtbag nobles. And speaking of battle, that's where she really shines with her songstress ability to restore HP to adjacent allies and the rally charm ability. She's great at using swords as well, and I guess she's one of the few crossover characters we have listed here, because she's able to be really classed as either a bard or a dancer. Aside from her musical background and abilities, she is one of the only characters to learn Meteor. In short, she does it all. Number 5, submitted by Parasophilus Z with 50 votes, we have Tyr from Tales of the Abyss. When I first saw that Tyr was submitted, I was like, what the hell? She's a white mage, not a bard. But then I went and I read his submission, and I can definitely see the bard argument. So, here we go. Tyr is the Grand Phonic Hymn Master herself, and although she functions as the party's white mage, many of her most potent abilities come in the form of songs, specifically segments of the aforementioned Grand Phonic Hymn. She's able to sing to access all the elements as a rare 7th faunist, so she's incredibly versatile, able to deal dark, light, and fire damage, protect allies with earthing powers, heal and buff with her wind and water songs as well. Personality-wise, she starts out as kind of a stone-cold bitch, but she really never warms up, although sometimes she does have her softer moments. Number 4, submitted by Razundi with 54 votes, we have Jimmy from South Park, The Stick of Truth. Both in the game and in the show, Jimmy is one of the most lovable characters. He's full of optimism, never letting life or his disabilities get him down. He fancies himself a comedian and he loves to tell jokes. I mean, even if there's only like one person listening, he'll still thank them for being a great audience. He's a super sweet boy. In battles, he's one of the most useful companions to have along, bringing not only buffing and debuffing to the table, but magic recovery, lullaby for enemies to sleep, and the infamous brown note. This ability does moderate damage and causes defense down to opponents, making them more vulnerable. To make Jimmy more fun, each of his abilities has a small button mashing minigame associated with it. It's kinda like DDR, and he's kinda handy with his little crossbow too. Number 3, submitted by Professor Olsen with 57 votes, we have Luna from Lunar Silver Star Story. Luna is a songstress with the voice of a goddess. She's Alex's best friend, adopted sibling, and love interest, and she uses her magic abilities to help all along the way. All of her magic, however, is based around her singing voice. She can heal, buff, put enemies to sleep, and help the party escape from battle. She even has her very own Disney princess song in the form of Wind Nocturne, and it's a classic. Her songs are so important that the main villain's goal is to capture her and then use her power to reshape the world, with her Festival Song, which has the power to affect the worlds around her. And incidentally, it's the same song that she practices with Alex at the beginning of the game, just solidifying their bond. Number 2, submitted by Leandres and Power Panda with 93 votes, we have Edward from Final Fantasy IV and the After Years. This spoony bard! Honestly, the guy gets a lot of hate, but he's just iconic. I mean, without him, would we really have seen any of these other bards? The prince helps you out tremendously in the first part of the game, then single-handedly ends the bullshit of the worst dungeon in the game. I'm looking at you, Dark Elf. Then, in his After Years appearance, his bard song ability gets a serious upgrade, and he's just clever as hell. He is the first to realize that something's wrong with Cecil, and then he uses his clueless bard persona to get an audience and set things straight. Edward, or Gilbert in Japan, is named after the franchise's currency, which makes complete sense since he is just pure gold at the end. And number 1, submitted by Snooty Nerd, Bluey the Dragon Knight, and Leonhart 726, with 94 votes, we have Sylvando from Dragon Quest XI. Sylvando is a shining bright light in the darkness, because despite any pain that he might be feeling, he always manages to keep the party uplifted, and he even sets out to spread smiles throughout the world later on. Our lovable bard is not only the greatest showman, but the greatest knight too. He's even confirmed to have beaten Hendrik out on the battlefield. He's always moving the party along, either with a boat or a pride parade. In battle, he's going to be dancing up a storm, either confusing enemies or healing with the hustle. Not to mention that investment in whips will allow him to hit multiple enemies with a chance to also inflict status ailments. Sylvando definitely supports your party from the rear, and I, for one, am glad to have him there thrusting me forward. Well, that's it for the top 10 best JRPG bards as decided by my Discord server. We do have quite a few more honorable mentions, though. Hilda of Stellaglow, Karau from Okamiden, Toxtricity from Pokemon, Liud of Baton Kaitos, the Minstrel from Romancing Saga, Hurdy of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, Nikki from Carno Cross, Cornelio and Maroon from Suikoden 5, Linda from Okage Shadow King, Basara from Super Robot Wars, Llewellyn and Elfin, both from Fire Emblem, Esther from Ni no Kuni, Elle of Legend of Mana, Cloche from Arch Nelico, Demix from Kingdom Hearts, and Ricardo from Shadow Hearts 3. Who are your favorite bards and why? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to take part in future class ranking videos, please come and join the Discord channel to make your voice be heard too. The link to it can be found in the video description as well as the comments. I do hope to see you there. And as always, if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.